Some scientists believe there may be a quicker way to get around the universe. One of them is cosmologist Peter Coles.
When early man first began to explore his environment, he would run into fundamental barriers whenever he came across mountains. The mountains are not easy to cross. When you're faced with a wall like these mountains around us, you've got no choice either but to go around them or over the top. Now these days it's exactly the same thing with space travel. If we're going to explore and colonize our galaxy, then the distances we have to travel are truly immense. So when it comes to space travel, we're really still very much in the Stone Age.
The answer could be to take a shortcut. Don't go round the obstacle, go through it.
If you travel through space, you're fundamentally limited by the speed of light. But it's just possible that the laws of physics might have a kind of loophole in them which allows us to travel slower than the speed of light, but still travel huge distances in a very short time. And the way you can accomplish that is through a wormhole. A wormhole is basically a tunnel that takes a shortcut through space-time. Say here to the nearest star could be connected by a very short tunnel.
Wormholes may sound like science fiction, but creating one may just be possible. First, we'd have to harness the incredible forces of an exploding star and use them to punch a hole through space. We'd need exotic forms of energy to keep the tunnel open. But the science is sound. At least in theory, it is possible to create a tunnel that reaches clear across the universe. Experiments have already begun to try and build the first tiny wormholes. In theory, wormholes would take you from one side of the universe to the other in literally no time at all. Instant travel anywhere. A wormhole could just as easily have taken me halfway across our galaxy. But with the universe at your feet, how do you decide where to go? For that, you're going to need a map. Space, as we've discovered, is very big. But Professor Brian Boyle and a team of Australian astronomers may have the beginnings of an answer. They're creating the biggest map imaginable, a map of our universe.
Traditionally, astronomers had looked at the universe as a flat map on the plane of the night sky. You can think of it like a map of the Earth. For a hiker, a flat map, it's no use at all. A flat map wouldn't tell you if there was a mountain in the way or a huge ravine. In the same way, the hikers of the future will need a three-dimensional map to guide them around.
To create a three-dimensional map, Boyle and his team had to develop a unique piece of equipment. 10 years in the making and weighing over 3 tons, the device uses over 600 fiber optic cameras. The whole apparatus is delicately maneuvered into position high up on one of the biggest telescopes in the world.
Everything's connected up, we're ready to go. Fibers in position. What we're going to do now is to take the telescope back up to the top and wait for the stars to come out.
Every night, the telescope looks at a new patch of the night sky. And for each point of light it sees, a robot places a single fiber optic camera. The light from the object is measured and its distance from the Earth accurately calculated. So far, the tireless robot has looked at and logged the positions of tens of thousands of stars and galaxies. Bit by bit, it has pieced together an unequaled picture of the universe. And this is the result. For the first time ever, we can see what our universe looks like in 3 dimensions.
When the map was first created, I was really filled with a sense of a mixture of awe and excitement. Here I could see, almost developing in front of my own eyes, was the structure of the universe. Giant archipelagos of galaxies stretching hundreds of millions of light years across intergalactic space.
The day before I'm going to launch from out here, I go to the beach, right over there. I go to the ocean. I lie in the ocean and I look at the satellites crossing overhead, but I look at those satellites just whizzing along, and I think, tomorrow that's me. So I think on that kind of thing where you don't know if you're coming back and you don't know the final outcome and you may not really know where you're going to end up, you focus on a journey and that's what carries you forward.
There's a lot out there to explore, and one day humanity may be lucky enough to do it. Our children or our children's children will reach for the stars. So the next time you look at the night sky, remember that space is stranger and more beautiful than we can begin to imagine. And above all, remember this. Out there in space is our future.